Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I'm Natan, your host with the most. You are at the Frequency of Abundance. I am so happy that you're here. Today is a special day, and we're focusing on cultivating your intuition, trusting your inner GPS. This is a very special episode, and I know we believe all episodes are special. We love all of our children, right? Today is special because this is an area that my beautiful wife of 30 years, Carolyn, touches. And this is an area she plays in. So where this was fun is she's a subtle energy guide. Plays with intuition development deeply. She's the creator of Amber, AMBR, accelerated mind-body relaxation. And so she focuses on so many very cool modalities, all pretty much accumulating to help you get back in touch with your intuition. And it's really, really neat. So hopefully this episode does her service and I don't do her harm. Now, if we're wondering where we are, you're in the Frequency of Abundance. 7 days a week, we've got Cultivating Talks here. And I wanted you to know, always free to ask comments, ask questions, pop into the chat, give a thumbs up, give a like. Helps the algorithm, helps us spread the word, the message, the meaning, all the fun stuff going around everywhere. I'm going to put contact information in the chat. So if I'm talking about something, an event, an activity, a cool invitation for you, you don't have to go, okay, where the heck is that? You know, it's in the chat. It's on the ticker tape. So if you wanted to come and play with us at the Frequency of Abundance, we have guests that come up. We have one-off interviews that come at the end of every season. I'm going to be starting those as well, so that you really get the best of both worlds. If we do an interview type program, we become like every other podcast in the world. And I don't want to. I want to be a broadcast. And there's a fundamental difference. So instead of interviewing somebody, if somebody wants to come and stand on this stage and do what I do, which is give back 15, 20, 30 minutes of power, action items, exercises, nuggets of wisdom on the topic, and they're an expert on it, please come. Otherwise, if that doesn't serve you, we take a one-on-one, we take an interview, we get to know each other, we get to know how we work together with energy, how we play in that beautiful frequency of abundance. And that story could help others with their alignment. And that's why I want to honor that. So, first person to be doing that will be my good friend Alamatim Trapa, and he'll be popping up very, very shortly. I think we'll be recording ours this weekend. And stay tuned. It's about a week away before you get to see it. It's at the end of the season. We'll be showing off some of those wonderful interviews. So, stay tuned. Join us. Know there's 3 ways to play with Frequency of Abundance. Number 1, it's a beautiful free group given to us by Allure Creative, the only not-for-profit public relations house in the world. So this is a free gift. You go to LinkedIn, you type in The Frequency of Abundance, click groups, boom, you're there. Join us and you can binge watch with a bowl of popcorn 5 seasons worth of awesome content from around every topic. Season 1 was personal development. Season 2 was communication and relationships. Season 3 was business fundamentals online. Season 4 was Season 4 was abundance. And now in Season 5, we're doing energy. So, and that's why today's episode is going to be so much fun with intuition. So, binge watch, go for free, have fun. If you want to join the paid community, it's tens of dollars a month, but there is an actual community for you with events, with networking, with accountability, with group coaching, so many fun things. Now, above and beyond that, come be a guest, either on the show or be interviewed by the show. And know that those are the 3 main ways you can play with us here. Now, later on, I'm going to talk to you about a couple other ways that you can play in our same sandbox, but right now, I'm so excited to get started. So, let's begin. What if the clarity that you've been seeking isn't out there? What if it's already within you? What if every part that you ever needed was right there for you to take? That intuition wasn't just a whisper, but it's a power. So dial it in. If we want to look at why intuition matters, a little wisdom nugget. Logic leads to conclusions. Intuition leads to knowing. When you think something through, you're like, yep, that makes sense. When you know something to be true because of your feeling inside, that would be called intuition. So intuition is going to be your soul's language. It's subtle. That's why my wife's a subtle energy guide. But it's powerful. And it's how you can make aligned decisions before you can even explain why it feels right. And you know you're making the right decision. So the challenge is really, we've been trained to doubt it. We've been trained to prioritize logic and not our gut feelings, not our knee-jerk reactions, not our, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't sit well with me, that bothers me. Those are all ways to describe your intuitiveness going, don't do it. So we've been trained to doubt that and prioritize, well, this makes sense, so this is probably a good idea. So here's a mini exercise. Ask yourself, when was the last time that you just knew something? And you were right. I just know this. And you found out you're right. Jot that down. I want you to know that trust builds with evidence. You got this arms crossed on your chest, subconscious mind going, I don't know if I'm going to buy into all of this stuff. And the best way you could do it is give it some evidence. Trust builds with evidence. And eventually you have so much trust, you have confidence. Now it's hard to shake that confidence because it was built with evidence. So now we know why intuition matters, segment 1. Let's look now at segment 2, clearing the static. If we're hearing intuition through the noise, sometimes there's a vibrational hum in any kind of environment. You walk in and you can sense, let's say, a room of dinner table chatter. It's usually at a certain decibel. There's a certain hum. You'll notice right away if one person is ha 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 way too loud in the corner, they're out of that decibel hum. They're out of that vibrational white noise. And that's how you can signal out. So if you can't hear intuition, if your mind is yelling, right? Like, you can't internally. Quiet creates clarity. Quiet creates clarity. So if we're looking for, let's say, an actionable tool, 1 minute, let's do a presence reset. Close your eyes, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. And then where are you now? Ask yourself, what if here, what is it here that I'm avoiding? What am I not listening to? Open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind. Listen inside. If it's easier, keep your eyes closed. But what is here that I've been avoiding hearing? And by asking the question, you open yourself to just something popping in. So if we want to develop that pop-in motion, okay, let's look at the drop-in technique. Now, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, give a like, give a comment, give a thumbs up. I want to make sure you can ask questions and comments. This is an open place to have fun. But I do want to keep it pointed so that we know that this is an area of, it's not just sacred place. It's a space for you to grow and develop personally and selfishly and put your mask on first. If it works for you, for family, for friends, for peers, wonderful. If these techniques, these thoughts, these ideas, if any of these skills that you've been learning in the last five seasons now can help others professionally because you're a worker that works with others, coaches, healers, therapists, anybody that does good work. These can help you do even better. And if you're there for others, well, we serve those that serve others. So I want you to know that there is an entire community for you at both the Frequency of Abundance and with my wife and myself and our wonderful friends, probably about 18,000 of us around the world by now, just here for others. We believe the tide raises all boats. As a matter of fact, I have a wonderful retreat coming up, and I wanted to invite you. And it's going to be virtual, and it's going to be fun. And because Allura Creative Agency is our corporate sponsor, your ticket's already paid for. So come in and enjoy and have some fun and unlock your potential. I think you'll like it.
If you don't like mundane routines but still want to grow, then this online virtual retreat is your golden ticket. Imagine rejuvenating your mind, body, and spirit while connecting with a tribe of like-minded healers, coaches, and experts. At the Personal Wellness Retreat, we believe in the power of holistic growth, where personal wellness meets professional development. Our retreat offers flexible packages designed to fit your needs and budget. From free access all the way to premium mastermind workshops, every tier is packed with value. Experience dynamic coaching sessions, guided subtle energy activities, masterminds, hot seats, and invaluable networking opportunities, all from the convenience of your home. Escape the ordinary and embrace your extraordinary potential. Ready to rise with us? Click the link below to register and secure your spot today. Invest in yourself, elevate your impact, and transform your life. Your journey to wellness and success starts here. Join the ultimate wellness retreat for healers and coaches because you deserve to thrive.
I believe you deserve to thrive. So we'll make the event available for you and the recordings and all of that fun stuff so that you can have access to the good stuff. Now, behind the scenes and all these cool invitations and gifts and stuff, yeah. It might cost whopping tens of dollars, oh no. But coming from a not-for-profit, it's the equivalent of free. There's a lot of these that go on for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. We wanted to make sure that this is something everybody could access. Now, in that context, you've been invited to play with us at Frequency of Abundance. You've been invited to come join us at the Personal Wellness Retreat. I want to ask you, if you were watching that video actively, did you hear that part in the middle where it said one of the things that we're doing at the retreat is subtle energy exercises? If you did, then I guess you understand now. Thanks for active listening. That's why we're playing the video, because it's on topic with what we're talking about. So, if we're looking at subtle energy exercises, let's do the drop-in technique. Place a hand on your heart or your belly. You can do both. Ask a simple yes-no question. Notice where your body leans. Forward is yes. Back is no. Intention is not now. So you turn yourself into a magic 8-ball. Let's ask, am I standing and leaning and happy, expanding in abundance? Am I expanding in all ways? Always? Neat. It's a very subtle lean. It's not like you're going to lean forward like a freaking pendulum and fall down. That's why this is subtle. So be aware, if you even have a little bit of a lean, that's your inkling. That's your inclination. That is what the drop-in technique does. Place your hand on your heart or your belly or both. Ask a yes-no simple question. And notice where your body leans. That is personal intuition. Now, if you wanted to get closer to it, because it was not so quick and not so easy for you to do. Sorry, little Greek mountain tea to keep me pearly voiced. If you wanted to see what could be an easier, quicker way to tap into it, like we talked about earlier, where calm equals clarity, You need a digital detox moment. So pick 10 minutes today where you do nothing. No scrolling, no input, no checking, no nothing. You just listen. You just sit. Get yourself comfy. You just listen. Stillness is signal. That beautiful calm that you feel when all is right within the world, within yourself. You need to completely detox digitally to be calm and clear. So you can just listen. Just listen in that stillness. Stillness is signal. So, section 1, why intuition matters. Section 2, clearing the static, hearing intuition through the noise, and being able to separate that which you want to hear from the vibrational hum around it. We looked at the 1 minute presence, that reset. It may sound like a simple breathing exercise, and it is. And isn't it great that it's not more complicated than that? Why would you want it to be? Why do you believe this has to be hard? Why do you believe that progress and growth have to be this uphill battle? Why can't it come intuitively and easily to you? If you believe it can, it can. If you believe it can't, you guessed it, it can't. I think Henry Ford was pretty famous for that. If you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're 100% right. Let's look at section 3. Now, if we look at intuition versus logic versus fear. So let's talk, right? A nugget of wisdom would be that fear speaks the loudest. Intuition speaks last, but clearest. It comes from that calm. Fear speaks the loudest. I'm freaking out. You ever heard your intuition go, I'm intuiting out? It doesn't quite work on the same frequency. It's a different energetic vibration. Fear and intuition are not even close to each other. Fear is basic and primal, probably down around 100, 200, the megahertz scale, and intuition will be up at around 800, 900. It's very, very spiritual. It's a high level of depth of understanding and believing and knowing. But it is the clearest way, and you have to wait for it. Okay, let's look at a signal, and if we look at that signal through the lens of intuition versus the lens of fear versus the lens of logic. If we look at tone, intuition would be the tone of intuition. It's calm, it's neutral, it's equanimous, if you want a big word. If we look at the signal and the tone of fear, it's anxious and urgent. There's a speed to it. If we look at the signal and tone of logic, it is rational and reasoned. That's the tone. If we look at the feeling of intuition, it's expansive, it's a gentle pull. If we look at the feeling of fear, it is a tight, pressured, constrictive. If we look at the feeling of logic, we're looking at cold, analytical. If the signal is timing, if we look at the timing through intuition's lens, timing is instant or a quiet build-up till you, boop, get a eureka moment. If we look at the timing through fear, it's reactive. So it's as fast as you can react. If we look at the timing through logic, it's delayed because it's going to be based on data. So give yourself a quick self-check. You know what these things look and feel like. You're not new. You've been here for a minute. So recall a decision you regretted. Was it driven by fear or logic? Or is it you ignoring a subtle nudge that maybe your intuition was pulling on your coat going, I just want to say something. And you're like, not now. And you don't. So now recall a decision that worked out against the odds. Made no sense. How could that even happen? Was that intuition led? That's a quick self-check exercise. Ask yourself, how did that happen? Was that my intuition guiding me? Was it logic? Was it fear? Odds are pretty good if it was a good one. It was intuition based. Now, let's look at in segment 4, strengthening your inner GPS. Daily practices. If we want to sharpen intuition, number 1, morning check-in. Before your feet hit the floor, ask, what do I need to know today? You'd be amazed what answers come back. Journal the first words or images that come. This is key. This is you asking intuitively into the universe, it telling you, either through words or symbols, your answer. You've got your answer now. Now, let's look at intuitive journaling. So a prompt would be, if I fully trusted myself, I would let that flow for 5 minutes, uncensored. Not just one thing, right? You might just really go down that rabbit hole. If I fully trusted myself, I would take 5 minutes and let that flow like automatic writing. Let's look at some symbolic symbolic signals. Whew! Try that 3 times quickly. We're going to look at things that stick out. I want you to pay attention to recurring numbers, animals, songs. These can be personal intuitive codes. I want you to track patterns over a week. This is not what crazy or neurotic people do. We're not talking about obsessive compulsive behaviors or ADD or anything else. We're talking about paying attention to the subtle energetic clues that your intuition is trying to show and share with you all around you. And that can be expressed through animals, songs, birds, numbers, recurring patterns. Those are personal intuitive codes. And tracking them over a week really can shed some insight personally for you. Wouldn't make any sense for anybody else. Might not want to show that to anybody else. But for you, it'll be powerful. Look at, if we wanted to do like a balance, like a scale, right? Like a teeter-totter, a seesaw. The fulcrum in the middle will be balancing what's on the left and on the right. Okay. So look at a light versus heavy test. When faced with a decision, ask, does this feel light? That's truth. Does this feel heavy? That's misaligned. That's where you get to come from. As simple and as short and as sweet and as intuitively brilliant as a light-heavy test. Ask yourself when faced with a decision, does this feel light or does this feel heavy? Light is truth, heavy is misaligned. And it's weird because you're like, how can that decision feel? I'm like, well, you're asking different questions, so you're going to get different answers. And you're asking not just different questions, but to different people, for lack of a better word. And so when you change the audience and you change the message, no kidding, you change the outcome. Okay. Let's look at making aligned decisions. Now, paralysis through analysis or decision paralysis usually comes from fearing the outcome. But aligned choices, that comes from trusting the process. So give yourself a 3-second rule. If your first instinct is yes and it feels peaceful, act on it in the next 3 seconds. If doubt creeps in after, it's the mind overriding the soul. If it doesn't feel peaceful and your first reflex is no, don't act on it. That won't change in 3 seconds. Every day, look at it as a daily habit, one small decision that you make purely based on intuition. So, which task to tackle first? This one. Purely on intuition is where I stopped. Which route do I want to go drive? Forget GPS. Trust your own inner GPS. That's the title of the episode. Who do I call? What do I want to listen to? Let your intuition speak to you. Just one small decision each day, purely based on intuition. Because that's a muscle that you can flex. That's a muscle that you can grow. That is a muscle that'll make sense once you start working on it. And that's why in this episode, when we're talking about intuition, and it's something very, very different compared to when we talk about, let's say myself as an elite energy coach. For me, I work with mental, physical, and emotional drills. Olympians, national sports teams. About 30 years ago is when I started with Cirque du Soleil acrobats. So I've had peak performers, about 15,000 of them, from athletes to executives come through my hands. And in that scope, I always wanted to help them stop wasting emotional energy. I wrote 2 best-selling books, Personal Momentum and Moments of Power, specifically about ways that you can harness that so that it stops leaking out of you, because it's so much more draining than mental wasting energy or even physical, painful wasting energy. It's the emotional wasting energy that could just rob your battery of all of its juice. So if you're good and wanted to get to great, if you were at 9 out of 10 and wanted to get just a bit better, 9.1, 9.2, I am hosting a private, invitation only, kind of a wonderful place that you can expand from where you are to get better. It's the Personal Momentum Mastermind. And it's a very unique retreat. Handful of people. We're going to be going over some very, very basic mental, physical, and emotional drills that you can use immediately to go up, down, and neutralize your energy. Let's take a minute and see. I think it might be something that if you're really looking for that edge, it might just give you a little something extra that you couldn't possibly imagine unless, you also happen to be hanging around where I was hanging around with who I was hanging around with for the last 30 years. Then yes, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about. Otherwise, come over. There's some very cool stuff available for you.
Meet Natan, elite energy coach, helping top performers break limits, activate their energy, and achieve unstoppable momentum. Welcome to the Personal Momentum Retreat, an exclusive experience designed for executives, entrepreneurs, and visionaries who demand more from life. Every month, top performers gather to master powerful mental, physical, and emotional drills, strategies used by world-class leaders to unlock peak performance and resilience. At this retreat, you won't just learn, you'll experience transformation, shift your energy, break through barriers, and build unstoppable momentum. Get a sneak peek at our weekly preview event, happening every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Experience firsthand the mental, physical, and emotional drills that will change your game. Success is not about working harder. It's about activating your personal momentum. Reserve your spot today.
You wanted a personal invitation? Ta-da! You got one. Come play with us. It's going to be very cool. I might have some surprise guest friends pop in. Other experts that make it very, very interesting and worth your while. Now, if you needed help on a personal one-to-one, hi. You've got an Olympic energy coach. If you wanted to come join a bunch of others, great. Come join us at the Personal Momentum Retreat. If you wanted to have a dozen of the most incredible friends of mine and my wife's to come and talk on different areas on wellness, come join us at the Personal Wellness Retreat. if you wanted to come play at Frequency of Abundance, whether you wanted to join our room, join the free community, or come be a guest, reach out. All roads point back to hi. Let's say hi. It's gonna be fun. I don't bite, I promise. And I might be able to help introduce you to somebody that you might kind of not know about. I always ask myself, who do you need to know that you don't know? And see who I can come up with, because that's how I trust my intuition. Ooh, and it pops in my head immediately. I need to introduce you to this person. That's intuition. It's a feeling. And when you act on it and you see that it's right, it encourages you to do that more often. And you build that muscle and you notice that it works and you trust it. And the more you trust it, the bigger decisions you can make just purely on your intuition. So now, I can't believe it, like probably segment 6 by now, we're looking at integration and next steps. So if we look at next level intuition work, I want you to create a signs and signals journey. Signs and signals journal. I want you to track what intuition feels like in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Invite guidance into yourself before sleep. So ask a question before bed. Dream responses are often carrying intuitive gold. Keep a notebook next to you so you wake up in the middle of the night or in the morning and that thought, that idea, that semi-lucid state that you were in right before you woke up, whatever that was, if that's something that's of value to you, boom, write that down. It could be an idea, it could be a thought, it could be closure. And I want you to share your wins. I want you to think about this, that the more you speak about your intuition, the more it amplifies. Because the first person who hears anything you say is you. So the more you go, oh my God, I'm intuitive. Oh my God, I believe my gut. Oh my God, I listen to my gut. Oh my God, it works. Oh my God, this is something I can trust. You listen to it. You hear it. You believe it. It resonates with you. And the beautiful feedback loop goes round and round. The more you speak about your intuition, the more it amplifies. So, if you want to make sure that you're not feeling disconnected, and you go, I don't know, man, he's talking about alignment, he's talking about source and being connected and feeling these vibrational energy abundances and all this stuff, I don't know. I feel so disconnected. Can I invite you to consider that maybe you're not disconnected? You're just distracted. Come home to yourself. You're like a turtle with your back and your shell and your home and everything that you need, all with you at all times. You were just distracted. Come home to yourself. So that's where, you want to remember your intuition. It's not broken. It doesn't need fixing. It needs listening. And when you trust it and you stop chasing the answers and start living them, oh my goodness. You're going to have so much fun. That's why I wanted you to feel that cultivating your intuition, trusting your inner GPS. Today's episode was about answers that you're chasing that are already within you, and how to hear your intuition through the noise, how to practice strengthening your inner guidance system, the difference between fear, logic, and true intuitive nudges, how to make those aligned decisions without second guessing yourself. And when you come back and join us, because this is now the second week, we've got one more week to go, and then we're done season 5, and then we get on crazy interviews and crazy fun. So in here, where we're talking about all this week, we started with Motivational Mondays, Emotional Intelligence for Energy Mastery. Transformational Tuesday was aligning your environment, creating spaces that amplify your intention. Winning Wednesday was advanced mindset techniques and shifts. That was yesterday. It was awesome. Today was cultivating your intuition, trusting your inner GPS. And tomorrow, for Fearless Friday, we're looking at energy and authenticity, living in radical alignment. Discover how to be fully you in the ultimate energy unlock. On the weekends, we're going Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and that's 9 a.m. Eastern for us. And on the weekends at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, get your day done, take a midday reset, and before the evening and the fun and the rest of the weekend comes, 3 p.m. Saturday for Successful Saturdays, quantum alignment practices, harnessing universal laws. And on Soaring Sunday, we'll end off week 2 with aligning money mindset with abundant energy, healing that financial frequency. So if you've been here, if you are here, if you put a like, comment, share in the chat, we would love that. And if you're wondering how I keep mentioning Allura Creative and how all of this gets paid for by them, they're the only not-for-profit public relations house in the world. They hunt whales. So if you're a coach, healer, therapist, if you're looking to blow a dog whistle to your target audience of C-suite, executive, leaders, owners, founders, when you're hunting the big fish, reach out to us. They do it in a completely different way than anybody else. And of course, they're picking the people that they work with. So if you're doing good, if you're trying to help and heal and not just sell some crap, it might be a very good fit to come play. Let me take a minute and show you where they're coming from.
I'm sure you've heard the news. There's a game-changing PR house in town. At Allura Creative Agency, we specialize in bringing visionaries together. As the first and only not-for-profit public relations house, we offer exclusive, invitation-only events tailored for C-suite leaders, executives, professionals, and founders. Imagine this, you co-hosting an event alongside top industry leaders, seamlessly connecting with your ideal clients. Our done-for-you approach means we handle everything, from getting butts in seats to your co-host, personally introducing you and your unique offer. Founded during the global lockdown, Allura was born out of a commitment to empower coaches, healers, and experts. Today, we continue that mission by providing a platform for you to shine and expand your influence. Join our exclusive community and experience the power of authentic connection. Discover how Allura Creative Agency can elevate your brand and help you unlock your full potential. Curious? Book a time to speak with us today and step into a world of endless opportunities. Allura Creative Agency, elevating brands and inspiring leaders. Won't you join us today?
So many invitations, so many fun. And that's why I want you to know you can absolutely join us today. So here, we'll give you a final thought. Just because normally I don't even need to go this far, and it's been already quite one of the lengthier episodes, but I want to do it justice, not just because it's the area that my wife specializes in, but because I believe in it, and I know that each of us practices it in our own way. So your final thought on intuition is, your intuition is the quiet voice beneath the noise, the gentle nudge when you pause. It's the knowing that needs no proof. And it's not about learning to be intuitive, you already are. It's about learning to trust that in the deepest wisdom, it's not out there. It's in you, it always has been. So today, walk slower. Breathe deeper. Ask your inner GPS for guidance. And actually listen. The more you follow it, the more it leads you exactly where you're meant to be. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm Natan, your host with the most. This has been The Frequency of Abundance. Thank you very much, Allura Creative Agency, for sponsoring us. And as always, be kind to each other.